All right, you want to count us in?
All right, here we go. Podcast in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everybody,
Hello.
and welcome to the Nickson and Nate podcast.
Back at it again for another week. So much to talk about, so much to debrief. No guests today, just us.
We didn't really want to guess because there was a huge amount of time that we had to allocate to one thing. And to start the show off with, hey man, hard luck, Warriors fans.
How are you guys? Are you all right? Can I be completely honest? I actually feel bad now. Like, I actually do. Like, I was watching the game and I was having a little laugh, but then it just became sad that I was like, I feel bad now.
Yeah.
I'm laughing. But no one saw that one coming. I don't even think the Titans saw that coming.
Yeah.
They just took full advantage of that. Final score 66-6. Whoa.
That was against the Wooden Spooners, currently in Wooden Spoon position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. That was something.
What do you even say to your team as a coach? What do you say to them at full time, knowing that's what you're facing?
If he was like a parent, like, you're either going to get a hiding or silent treatment for a week. What can you say?
If I was holding the belt, it would be like...
Or the kettle cord.
It'd be like, this is going to have no use on you guys.
Yeah, I feel like he would have just gone, can't deal right now.
Yeah.
See you guys in the next couple of days. We'll catch up back in New Zealand.
You and I are two very different people. I went to town on social media
I know
on the
did.
weekend.
Not the laughing dog. Man. No, this is, again, like, I by the end of the game, I actually felt bad for them, but I was more concerned about getting to Eden Park for the Blues game, which, you know, proud to be an 09er. But even my wife, Sarah, we were listening to the coverage of the Warriors in the car, and she was like, is that score a bad score? I was like, it's not bad, it's terrible.
I mean, Zeke, our guy Betson, who we work with for the road to 100K.
He caught it, eh?
He caught it, and he gave us that stat. In 113 years of rugby league in Australia, no team has ever conceded 50 points and won the premiership. So they're basically out the door.
Yeah.
If they were to win the premiership this year, that would be the anomaly. It's not going to happen.
Oh, the odds would be like, what, 10,000 to 1? Or something. Oh, sorry, I've already just started gambling, so I don't know, but...
There's only 17 teams.
Yeah, I know.
What are you talking about? 10,000
My maths is off, man.
But yeah.
Bro, go back to school. Far out.
Man, we were sounding legit sports analysts till you came up with your 10,000 to 1. Oh, buddy.
But yeah, no, terrible.
Shout out to the players. I got a lot of love for the players because, you know, we know what it's like to be in the spotlight and get shat on by people that were fans 1 minute and then not fans the next. I ride with my team. I ride with the Broncos. You know, if they win, I act like it's normal. If they lose, I act like we needed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
gracefully sometimes. Do you know that? Can I tell you something about because the Broncos are taking on the Warriors, and we got an update on you know, our contribution to that game. But how about all these Warriors fans are listing their tickets on Facebook Marketplace?
Shut up.
Some of them, I don't know if you're hearty fans or you bought into the buzz and you're not into it anymore after that Titans game.
Yeah.
But heaps of people trying to get rid of their tickets after it's selling out.
We should do some content because that's my thing now.
Content creator.
We should tell these ticket sellers we're going to buy it.
Yeah.
And then tell them to meet us somewhere and then film them and go, oh, shame. Shame on you.
Oh. Yeah. It's not good for the game. It's not good.
So this week is the litmus test for Warriors fans. Like, this is how you know, like, if the Warriors have your back and they're going to fight for you as a fan base, or if they're going to go, nah, we're done.
Are you graceful enough to say that the Broncos haven't had the best season either?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay.
But we've got so many contributions to NRL as a whole, like State of Origin. So we're busy. Yeah. You know. And also when you're like...
prior commitments.
One of the top 2 teams in the league, people are always after you. You know, the Warriors, they're lucky to have that underdog tag, so it's easier to play.
It would be interesting to see the backlash if they don't pick up a win. You know, if you lose against the Titans in a real messy, ugly way, and then you lose to the Broncos, what happens to the fan base?
Well, there's 2 camps to that fan base. There are the guys that have been there through the shit years who are annoyed at these guys that have jumped on and bought all the season tickets, right?
Yeah.
The season ticket holders are up in arms complaining like they were there every year.
Yeah, but you weren't.
No.
Yeah. So if you've been listening to previous podcasts, we broke some news. Apparently, The Warriors don't want us at the games, so we don't get tickets anymore.
Oh.
We'll be blacklisted. I still got a reference checker. A few people were saying, nah, someone was just having a yarn.
Yeah.
And I was like, can I have some tickets? They also said no.
Wow.
So I'm like, okay, I'm just trying to piece the puzzle together. But with the Broncos taking on the Warriors, it would be rude for us not to turn up.
Yeah. And luckily for us, we have tickets provided to us through the family of Payne Haas. So we going,
We're
buddy.
going. See you there. It'll be good fun.
Hey, no fights, man.
Yeah, no fights. No more chokeholds.
Wait, did you get choked out?
No, I didn't get choked out. I just got put in a chokehold, which lasted about 10 seconds longer than it should have. So
Aye.
it went from funny to, oi, get off me.
Nah, that's why I always carry a knife. That was a joke. That was a joke.
But we're gonna bring the positive and the right energy to the game.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna come as mature people. You know, just ready to watch good old fashioned rugby league.
Look, pre-game, we'll all hug. You
Yeah.
know, shake hands, say hello. How's your mum? How's your dad? Once the kickoff happens, we're enemies.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to mock you guys for every knock on, for every disallowed try, for every whinging player saying that they've been hard done by the ref. But then once, final whistle goes, just shake hands.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then wish you well. See you next time. And then be on our way.
And then I'll quickly hop in the car, jump on Instagram.
Oi.
I can't wait. Hey, come say what's up, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be shy. That'll be
be
good
shy.
to see everybody. Yeah.
That's if you got tickets.
Well, they're for sale on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
If you want to get your hands on some of them from some of the halftime Warrior supporters.
Just quickly, while we're still talking about sport, something that's been popping up a lot lately is you, whenever I see you going, man, my bet lost.
Yeah, no, I try to be the man, and I got too confident. I put a multi down. Some would say a Lamborghini parlay, and one of them I went against what our mate Zeke said, and I was like, nah, I think I know better, and then I didn't, and I needed one more game. I needed the Raiders to beat the Tigers, and I lost that. It lost my whole multi.
Wait, how many legs were on your multi?
It was every NRL game this week. So it was a short week.
was a
So
short week.
5 games, 6
Yeah.
games. 5, 6 games.
So you picked the Bunnies over the Sea Eagles?
Yep.
Wow.
And then
What would have your likely return been had you won that game?
$720.
How much did you put down?
$40.
That's not bad.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah. But I don't want to rub salt into the wound again, but I had Titans 13 plus.
Shut up.
Yeah, I had Titans 13 plus. That's what boosted it up a bit.
Hey.
Yeah. I just thought, why not?
That's a sharp bet, man.
Yeah.
That is a sharp bet.
But that last one screwed me last night. Oh, sorry, on Sunday night. Yeah. So, yeah. Hey, you live and you learn, mate.
Hey, we need to figure out what's going on with your name because a lot of people are a bit confused about who the hell Stephen is.
Oh my gosh, I've been getting so many DMs about it. So we had my wife on the podcast last week, and also thank you for everybody that was giving positive responses back to Sarah, my wife, because she likes reading comments.
Yeah.
And she was a little bit nervous coming on the podcast, but yeah, she felt very much loved. But she never calls me Nickson, and which has caused a bit of a controversy online and people hitting me up on my DMs about, hey, who the fuck is Stephen? So I asked Nate if I can just explain this properly so then there's no more confusion. But it's so buzzy after like 20 years. People have only just figured that out. April this year was my 20th year on radio, and they've only just figured out now that Nickson's not my real name or not my first name. So I want to just give everybody the backstory. When I was born, I was a real problem child for my mum, as she was giving birth. So my mum, when I came out, they had to go and look after her, and my nana had to do the paperwork.
Yeah.
And my nana's, her English is not the best, right? And so her native tongue is Samoan. So when she was filling in the form, she didn't fill in the form properly. So everything, like, where it says first name, middle name, last name.
Yeah.
She didn't read that part, and she put them all in the wrong order.
Yeah.
And then she added all these Samoan bits in that my dad can't even pronounce. And then when my mum was finally, all right to hold me again after giving birth, they were like, here's your son, Anthony. And then my mum was like, who?
Wait, who the fuck's Anthony?
So this is why I got to break down the whole story. Here's your son, Anthony. My mum was like, that's not my kid. But my mum wanted me to be called Stephen Anthony Nickson Clark.
Yeah.
So that was my proper full name.
So Nickson Clark is your surname.
Nickson Clark it's a double-barreled surname.
Yeah.
And that's from my dad's side. It's not my mum and dad's name put together.
Yeah.
It's just my dad's name. He had a stepdad, and he had a real dad that passed away.
Yeah.
And then stepdad. And so when he went to war, he took his real dad's name, Nickson, and his stepdad's name, Clark, and put them together when he went to war.
Hey.
And then that's where Nickson Clark came.
Wait, did your dad go to war?
No, my granddad.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's like, my dad's not that old.
No, I
The
thought maybe
war on drugs. So that's where Nickson Clark comes from. And so my nana put everything back to front in my birth certificate paperwork. So she put me down as Anthony Stephen Mamilo So'ialo Nickson Clark.
For God.
That's my full name. All this time, my mum and dad settled on Stephen, but my mum actually was going to change it last minute, and I was apparently supposed to be a Matthew. Matthew doesn't end up anywhere in my birth certificate. So my dad calls me Tony for Anthony. My mum calls me Stephen or son, and on my birth certificate it says Anthony, and Sarah calls me Stephen as well. And so I've gone by a lot of names. But I did a lot of my radio life prior to Edge as Stephen or Steve-O.
Brother.
Ew, what's that?
Brother.
And I remember it was, when did I go to Flavor? When did Flavor start?
2004.
2004, 2005?
I think halfway through 2004 you left.
I left Flavor DNA.
No, you left New FM then.
Oh, New FM, sorry, yeah. So when Flavor first started, when Nate dared me to enter that competition, I went as Steve-O.
Yeah.
Yuck. Okay, I went as Steve-O. And then I remember it was 10 minutes before I was going on air for my first ever show. Stacey Daniels' dad, James Daniels, sat down and goes, nah, Steve-O's not going to cut it. Give me another name. And I said, on my birth certificate it says Anthony. He goes, nah. Okay, your name's Nickson now. And then they just changed it to Nickson. And from 2004, 2005, everyone's just rode with Nickson. And then when Sarah and I got married, she didn't even know my first name was, she didn't know the journey of my name too. So when I had to get married under Anthony.
Yeah.
Because that's on my birth certificate.
Yeah.
And then she was like, who? And then people think now that she loved me so much that she took my first name as her last name because she's obviously Sarah Nickson Clark.
Yeah.
And then people are like, whoa, you guys are really in love. But no, that's legitimately my last name. But yeah, I've been called Nickson since 2004.
I know when we started working together, because I was calling you Steve-O.
Yeah, yuck. Ooh, doesn't it sound yuck?
But that was, you know what?
It was, yeah.
Your appearance matched the Steve-O then.
I can't pull off Stephen now.
Have you told people the name of your show back then on New FM? Or you don't want to?
No, I don't mind now.
Yeah.
Right, you know, we're all out in the open. And, you know, I call this character building. You learn from your past. But my radio show on New FM back in the day was Slow Jam Sundays with Steve-O.
Hey. Oh, bro, there was nothing sexy about Steve. I'll be driving in and I'll be like, hey, good morning.
Oh, my God. And I spelled it Steevoo.
Do you remember when you got in trouble for playing DMX on your Slow Jam?
Yep, DMX, Rough Riders Anthem. No, man. So, yeah, that's the explanation because we didn't really get to explain that. So I think when the posts were going up on social, she kept referring to me as Stephen and people were like, who? So I thought I'd clear that up in this. Yeah. But
Aye, well done, mate.
Character building. I don't know if you saw it. Did you see my photo when I went to school in Queensland? In Brisbane?
Yes.
Different person, eh?
Fuck.
Yeah. Crazy.
Fuck.
I know. How was I never bullied? Not saying that that's like...
I guess it's like what we talked about at the start. You know, the Warriors lost 66-6. Like, what else can you do?
Enough has been done.
But, hey, back to Sarah, because she was incredible on the show, on the podcast.
Very proud of her.
A lot of people were saying to bring her back.
Yeah.
And definitely down the line somewhere, I reckon.
She said she was real comfortable here. And I think it was quite refreshing for her to get, you know, some stuff off her chest as well. But, no, on behalf of both of us, really appreciate the love that she got on online. Yeah, people are very nice.
There were some comments saying, Nate, you should invite your baby mama onto the show.
Yeah, what do you reckon?
I spoke to her.
Yeah.
And she goes, even if I was to water down what you got up to, there is no way that you would end up looking good.
Really?
And I was like, oh.
I mean, she's seen it all.
Yeah.
Still has the emotional baggage to go alongside it.
Man,
Man. It'll be, but I mean, when you're both comfortable, it'll be quite nice to hear from her.
I think
your
it's
baby
never.
mama. Yeah.
I think it's never. Like, I love that woman. Like, I love her. Best mum.
How deep have your chats got? Like, do you guys talk about a lot or nah? Like, when it comes to the last few years?
No.
Or is it real surface level?
Like,
you just take a knee quick?
I think there's a lot of trauma there.
Mm.
But, she's, I guess, still trying to recover from that.
Mm.
I didn't help any of it. I'm trying to do what I can to, like, not make it worse.
Yeah.
We just had an argument, I think maybe half an hour before I came in. No, but I was like, she's the smartest person I know. Like,
yeah.
Fuck. Like, super intelligent.
Yeah,
Can analyze anything. But is humble about it. Is graceful. Like, that's the word. She's always graceful when it comes to me. But it's like, imagine one person speaking Mandarin and the other person speaking Samoan, trying to, like, come to an agreement on something. And I'm going, yeah, look at it. And they're like,
yeah.
like, shishini. I'm like, I got, like,
nothing.
Yeah. But, like, she's top two, or Sadie, whatever she wants. All good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know that every relationship has bumpy roads.
No, this one's done.
Okay.
Yeah, like, I think, but like I said, she's top two with Sadie.
I'd love to have her on. I've always had so much love for Sadie's mum. She's great. Yeah. You're the perfect example of when you guys were together. You're like the quiet storm. She's the quiet, you're the storm.
Should we talk about this? Because I was mocking.
You're like me and Sarah. You know how opposites attract? Very opposite.
I don't. That back then's a blur. It's a blur. Do
you remember when you brought her to a My FM party at someone's house? And I was like, hi, nice to meet you. It's like, this guy, man.
Was that the first time you met her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even remember whose house that was now, but I was like, oh, this is very interesting. Nate must be serious.
Yeah.
What did you want to talk about?
What were we going to talk about?
Yeah, no, sorry, man. I chucked that curveball up in the mix.
Yeah. But so back to the question for that. We were like, oh, yeah, you should bring on Sadie's mum. And I asked her, and she goes, oh, she did think about it.
Yeah.
But she goes, like, if I have to be honest about that time, it won't make you look good. So it's up to you. And I was like, wow. I don't really want to give the stuff for the Herald any more ammo because these guys have subscribed to the podcast.
Yeah, but also they're just making up their own headlines now.
Yeah. Someone asked me, he goes, do you want me to go have a chat to those guys? I was like, oh, maybe not. Leave it alone.
Save those favors for the big things, yeah. What else did we have on our list of things that we needed to address today?
Other things that have popped up in the comments. The Gold Coast scandal.
Yeah. Again, something that's living on social media at the moment that I stopped Nate and Sarah from talking about in the last podcast. But
we're not going to say names though, right?
Nah, no names.
Because one person's married.
I think they both are now. Oh no, one is.
Yeah.
It was just a bit of winning Gold Coast. Why not have some fun? And I think the fun got just a little bit too carried away. And then I was stupid enough to take a photo of it, and it went on my iCloud. And Sarah found out about the scandal because it popped up as my screensaver on Apple TV as she was watching TV.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that's how.
Yes,
happened. Yeah,
I remember.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a long time ago now. And hey,
wait, hold on.
Don't try and get on your high horse and say that people should know better. Yeah, but everyone's a sinner. So.
Where were you in order to take that photo?
I'm sleeping in my bed. You're asking too many questions now, but I just wanted to let everybody know that everybody's moved on now and everybody's living their best life.
Brother!
Everyone's living their best life and
Were you invited to take the photo?
Nah. Now I'm incriminating myself, man. Yeah. I've always had this thing, I got this theory. I don't know if I ever talked to you
Careful
about
what you say now. You go, I've had this thing.
I've had this thing about looking through the window. No, do you know if someone, this is a bit off topic, but you know if someone's cheating and you know about it, do you say anything or not? Because I've got this firm stance that I don't say anything.
I'm not having this chat.
Oh, okay.
I'm not having this chat.
But I always get fucking
I'm not having this
roasted.
chat that every fucking radio show does. Like, and also like, come on, man.
No, I just keep my mind and my head out of that business.
By you asking that question, I know what your stance is. I already know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, it's not my issue. Hey, put an air tag on someone if you don't trust them.
No, you can't put an ear tag on someone. That's against the law.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh. Obviously, I was joking. Relax.
Yeah.
But
also, the new iOS update says that if you put an eye tag on someone's car, anybody with an iPhone, it'll alert them to say there is an eye tag in your vicinity.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And they've stopped it now in New Zealand flights. You can't put them in your bags anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, so you can't track where your bag is anymore.
That's why most people get the J car ones,
What?
the GPS trackers.
J-Car, the electrical shop.
Yeah, you can get one for like $15 and you just.
What are you doing in a J-Car, man?
I was just saying. Whatever.
Not this guy trying to buy sirens for his car. Far out. But yeah, no, everybody in that story is living their best life now and they've all moved on.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, it's just some crazy things you see in the radio world. Everything you've read on certain websites, man. Most of it is true. Most of it is true. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it takes a lot of yeah, it takes a lot out of you because there have been a lot of people asking me, like, the goss that people want is insane, and that's why I believe people are full of shit when they're like, oh, you know, it's none of my business. I don't want to know. Da, da, da. And then they flick your DM. Oh, I promise I won't tell anyone. Just tell me. I'm like, bro.
No, because people like that normally have the biggest mouths.
Everyone wants to know.
That's why I bought a little microphone. You know, one of those clip-on ones?
Oh, yeah.
Like Freedom Fit? You know how he holds his one
yeah,
when
yeah.
it's supposed to be clipped on the shirt, but he chooses to hold it?
I needed one of those.
Yeah. I'm going to do mic'd up, and I'm just going to sit in like staff meetings now and just have myself mic'd up.
How far does that go?
100 meters.
Oh.
Yeah, real good. So I want to just walk around the office, maybe do some lawn mowing, walk into like awkward situations.
Bring it on.
And then report back on the show, on the podcast.
Bring it on Saturday for the Warriors game.
Oh, that's good. That's a good plan.
Yeah,
Actually, that's a real good plan. Hey, one thing that we've talked about in previous podcasts, Nate's had a revelation about his mental health.
Oh, fuck.
We need to talk about this real quick too, because I think this layers for you, man.
Yeah, I kind of like to position myself as someone that doesn't like have that thing that you have. Because we'll make jokes about it.
It's not a disability.
I'm not saying it is, but I just never thought I would have it. So I've been referred to a psychiatrist after seeing 2 health professionals who strongly agree that I have ADHD.
Yeah.
And from what I've been told, it takes like 2 years to get, or 1 to 2 years to actually just get an appointment.
Yeah, the average wait for ADHD is 18 months.
So they've made me high priority.
Oh.
They've made me high priority to go see this person, and then if all is well, then they're gonna check me on some meds.
It's a game changer.
Weird because every time I go see these guys, you know, would catch up, would have a laugh, and they'd want to know stuff from my past, and I'll tell them certain stories, and it just got to a point where they're like, "Hey, maybe you should go see someone about having ADHD," and I was like, "Hey, what are you talking about?" And there's certain things that, and that's when you realize like no one is really an individual.
No.
You know what I mean? We all had the same experiences. We all had the same battles. We all had the same triumphs. Maybe just at different times. But yeah, that was a buzzy one for me when they were just going through the checklist of things, like things that I thought were just isolated to me.
Nah, I find like over the last couple of years, especially after COVID, I reckon heaps of people started figuring it out after COVID.
Yeah.
I've had ADHD now diagnosed since 2016. 2016, I've been taking Ritalin. Game changer, man. You know the old me.
Yeah.
Hectic, ripping TVs off the wall, yelling at people, losing my temper real quick, accidentally making Severe quit his job, because he couldn't handle it. So I mean,
Hey, that was unnecessary.
yeah, I know, but we're good now.
Yeah.
And I did him a favor, he said, so we're good. But taking Ritalin, understanding your brain, Ritalin helped save my marriage, I reckon. I couldn't watch a full movie, get distracted. Like I told you in the last couple of podcasts, active relaxer, could never just sit down on the couch. I don't sleep 4 hours every night. But the whole experience, when they're trying to like tap into your brain and trying to figure you out during the consultation thing of like trying to figure out what medication to put you on and whether or not you actually have ADHD, is so intense. Yeah. You have to do a criminal check, so I don't know how you're going to pass that one.
I can get Ritalin anyway.
Yeah, but
no, that was a joke. That was
apparently it's hot property. I think that's why they do a criminal check, because it's hot property at Auckland Uni.
Oh,
yeah,
crazy.
But yeah, they make you do all of that.
That's white kid demand, though, eh?
Yeah, no, it does. Yeah, because some people use it as a party drug.
Yeah. Isn't it expensive?
No, I think government fund it now. I haven't paid for my prescription in ages.
What's your dosage like?
I take 40 milligrams in the morning.
Yeah. And
then at midday I take 20.
Yeah.
So
what's the side effect? Do you get anxiety or anything?
Nah, but for most people, not all people, most people, you lose your appetite. That's why I don't eat. And you get real dehydrated, so you have to drink heaps of water. But like for that, with my Ritalin and walking, not eating, and I walk an hour every day on the treadmill, that's how I lost 20 kilos in 2 months.
Yeah. Bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's the purpose of it, but that was the side effects of it. And apparently heaps of people, when they take Ritalin, you like lose all your appetite and everything. So
that's buzzy. I only
eat once a day.
I got like a whole host of health problems that the doctor goes, like, if we don't address each of these, you're gonna die. And I was like, oh shit, which one was top of the list?
Yeah, which was priority? No, you've had blood poisoning more than anyone else that I know.
Fuck, I know, man. It's
How
crazy.
many times have you had it? Like 3 or 4 times now, eh?
Yeah, and I always just think it's like the flu.
Yeah.
And then next minute, why am I in hospital?
Or he'll go, oh, sorry, God, I'm real dehydrated. Next minute, blood poisoning. I'm like, what?
I think I'm the only guy you know that's overdosed on energy drinks. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah. What was that energy drink?
The Playboy energy drink.
That's right. This guy OD'd on it. He was drinking it like it was water. How many? You drank a whole tray, eh?
No, because remember at the time at my FM, we were so short-staffed.
Yeah.
Like, we both had to do a show each. We both had to program. We both had to do, like, all this shit.
And they'd be out on promos.
Yeah. So, like, you'd start breakfast and I'd be there.
Yeah.
And then we'd both go home at night.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
Nate would sleep at the studio sometimes. That was the actual night you slept on the couch and you drank all those energy drinks.
Yeah.
And then you ended up in hospital.
Fuck, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Fuck, what a way to go, eh? I've had so many different outs that, it's like insane.
So many different contrasting, like, final moments. Fuck. Imagine, I would hate for you to go out surrounded by empty Playboy cans. It's like, I'm sure you wouldn't have wanted to go out this way. Just going back on the ADHD thing.
Yeah.
One of the, I went through this buzzy test about whether or not medication works for you or not.
Yeah.
And they said there was no consequences to this at all.
As in your answer?
Yeah. So they ask you a whole bunch of questions and they see how you act to them. And they kind of get a gauge on your like body movement, gestures, fidgeting, all that sort of stuff. And then they premise it by saying, we're going to ask you a bunch of questions now. Remember, if some of them trigger you, don't feel obligated to answer, but also know that there's no consequences and this is a complete safe space. So it's kind of like going into as long as no one else is in danger. It's like going into a therapist. You know how like you can kind of out as long as they don't feel like they're in danger and whatever. One of the questions that they asked were like, have you ever done any class A drugs? And I was like, no consequences, eh? And they're like, no consequences, but we need to be honest to make sure we give you the right dosage. And I was like, yeah, I've done cocaine, and it's been my past life, but I don't do it anymore. And they were like, do you get any effects of cocaine? And I was like, no, surprisingly, I don't. Hence why I don't do it, because it didn't do anything for me, right? And also my bank account doesn't work like that, and also it's illegal. So they were like, that's a true sign of ADHD, because like most people with ADHD get no effects off things like cocaine.
Yeah.
Or they would have to do an extremely dangerous, like large amount of it to feel anything. So that's why when you take the Ritalin, like that's a whole new different level. But most people that have ADHD don't get high off cocaine.
Yeah.
And I've known a few other people that got asked the exact same question, and they're like, yeah, we got asked that same question too, and they have no effect with cocaine. So I was like, man, that's a buzzy thing to ask. They'll see like, where are the cameras?
That is, and yeah. Well, I can understand why I might fit the bill there, because a baggie is what, a gram?
Yeah.
And a group of 4 or 5 people will go, use that for a whole night.
Yeah.
I'd probably warm up on that whole thing. I just chuck the whole thing on the table, gone. But still, like nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. See?
Like,
so yeah. Oh, well, welcome to the club, mate.
Yeah.
ADHD brothers. Yeah.
Well, like, oh man,
I'm real interested to see how your process goes, because
like one thing I'm nervous about is like I don't want to lose my edge.
Yeah.
Like I had to think about this after I saw the doctors, and if I was to take this medication, would it slow me down? Because I like to think I'm a bit quicker than most when it comes to this job.
Yeah. It slows you down, but it's interesting because you think that it would slow you down to like everybody else's pace, but you see everything way more logically now. So like I don't feel like I've lost my edge. I've lost my anger and my short fuse.
Yeah.
But everything now I can calculate, like I can see it all very clearly. And even though it might feel slow, it's actually happening in real time. Like, so I can process information a lot better now because of the Ritalin. I like to think of it as like Bradley Cooper from Limitless.
Except there's no intelligence being
you're just working. You're just working with what you have.
Yeah.
But like, I just feel I probably put out. I'm speaking on my own performance now, but I feel like I'm probably a better radio announcer now than I was when I wasn't on it. I feel like way more structured.
Yeah.
And like I understand what I'm trying to achieve now. Where before I was like.
Yeah, well, that's one thing I don't have in my life is I don't have any structure. I'm a bit of a tornado.
Yeah, it's crazy how you're just always free,
And like I can't work a normal job. Like I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. Which is probably why I kind of wandered off and figured things out and maybe thought that the law doesn't apply to me. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, whatever. You catch me, you catch me. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah. I always thought about what it would be like to work a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine doing it either. And I think that when you finish work here, you have so much free time that you can consume it with things like what you were doing.
Yeah. But I think that use of what I was doing, it did help me slow down.
Yeah.
And this is going to sound weird, but most people use that to stay up.
Yeah.
That would help me fall asleep.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how you fell asleep. Because
you saw me, I was always sleeping.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Man, that's buzzy to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely, I can't wait to hear what your journey's going to be like on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can't wait for you to sit with the psychologist and go through it.
I should ask him if we could just film it. I don't care. Like, most people know what's happened anyway.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, you want to do it? Come do it on the camera and let's have a test.
Like you said, heaps of people that are inside at the moment, like they've probably been...
So 40% of the prison population got undiagnosed ADHD. So most of these guys walking around with short fuses, having fights, got no idea that they've got this.
Can easily...
And you see it every day. You see a guy like just look at someone the wrong way. Next thing you know, it's a code blue. I'm like, shit. We just got out, man.
See?
Yeah.
But I think the other thing too, especially for people within, like the Pacific Island or Māori community, man, is so expensive. It's not a priority for them to get diagnosed for ADHD. It's like $2,000.
Yeah, so the initial assessment, right, is $2,000, and then you have to have 4 follow-up meetings, which are $500 a pop.
Yeah.
So you tell me who in our community is going, yeah, sure, son, let's go see if you got it.
Yeah.
Like, we can't even afford the dentist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or bread and milk sometimes, man.
Yeah.
So it's not a priority, but
we and this, we're going down a rabbit hole now, but I see all the brothers that are in the news for doing stuff, and I'm like, there's so many things I want to say. Like,
just say it. Just put it up.
No. Like on their behalf. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I know what's going on. It's not because they're alcoholics. It's not because, you know, mum and dad didn't hug them. Like, these motherfuckers got ADHD.
Honestly, that medication, I know there's so many people who always hit me up, oh, you shouldn't be taking that sort of stuff. And I'm like, nah, man. It's honestly a game changer.
Yeah.
Like, give it to some NRL players. Honestly, they won't drop a ball. I swear to God. You know? You focus. That ball will be coming down in half speed.
Fuck, we need to bring in a doctor to have these chats. I'll tell you the other thing I got.
Yeah.
So apparently it doesn't matter what I do,
Yeah.
exercise or eating healthy, I'm not going to lose weight.
What do you mean? Don't do those big boned ones.
No. So I've got hypothyroidism. So I've got an overactive thyroid. So it's consistently and constantly producing cortisol.
Yeah.
So my body's always in stress. So it's refusing.
Yeah, what's your blood pressure like? It must be shocking.
It's insane.
Yeah.
So they said to me, they're like there's two options. We're going to give you this medication, which you got to take forever. And I might just bring it down. Or we do an incision on your throat and we like do something to your thyroid. And I go, fuck. Well, I'm a broadcaster / podcaster.
Yeah.
How's that going to affect my voice? And like, there's a small chance, but there's always a chance it might fuck up your voice. So I was like, yeah, let me ever think about that. And then I never went back.
Oi, you might be the new podcast version of Darren Lockyer with your husky voice. I know someone who got their thyroid cut out.
Yeah.
Because, they just had a fat neck.
Yeah.
I heard it's soy. That's what I heard.
What, soy?
Yeah,
like soy milk?
Apparently guys shouldn't drink soy milk. Makes you have a fat neck.
I heard it was man boobs, but then I've had that. Wait, I didn't even try soy.
No, have you seen people? This is shallow as hell, but you know, everyone's seen somebody that has like a chubby neck, but there's like rings around it.
Fuck you, I got that.
No, but like real obvious. Apparently, that's soy milk. Apparently, guys shouldn't drink soy milk. It's got estrogen in it.
We've got men have estrogen.
Yeah, but not as much as women.
Yeah, but like soy milk's not going to do enough to alter that balance.
I don't know, man.
We're having such an intelligent chat. Fuck yeah.
Someone from Herbalife told me.
I'll tell you, like, fuck, I might as well go and tell. Yeah. So the other thing is, I'm not getting enough sleep. But it's because I need a thyroid problem. I need a fucking machine.
Oh, have you got sleep apnea?
Well, they're saying that I do, but they said, look, you have to go to a sleep clinic. And
those ones that help you breathe at nighttime.
Yeah. So apparently I'm choking in my sleep, so I never have a deep sleep, so I'm always tired.
Yeah.
So they're like, fuck, which one do we fix first? Like, do we do the thyroid? Because the thyroid's producing all this cortisol. This guy's not losing weight. But then do we do the health system is so under pressure, like the waiting list for everything. And I was like, oh, yeah. How much to
cut the line?
Or just go private. I don't have insurance, but how much to go private? And then like, oh
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah. But also way quicker.
And then the guy was funny. He's like, oh, they don't accept cash.
Wait, your health future or like journey.
My baby mama is so pissed off at me, and she's like, fucking sort your health out because I don't want to co-parent alone.
Yeah.
And I was like, thanks for saying I'm gonna die.
But like the way you just told me that story and told us that story, you made it sound like the nurses are there with a spinning wheel on what they should do first before they figure out where you start.
No, I've got the list. Like, man, I just went because I thought I had the flu.
It's crazy though. Private, honestly, health insurance, game changer. You know, oh no, we couldn't use health insurance for this, but private, it's next level. You know when Sarah told you that we had to do IVF to have baby?
Yeah.
If we went on the public list, it was a 2-year wait, which means her eggs would have been 38 years old, right?
Yeah.
If we paid for it and went private, it was 2 weeks.
What?
Yeah. It was 2 weeks. We did IVF within the 2 weeks. They were like, if you pay for it in cash, if you pay for it like up front, then 2 weeks. But if you go in the public system, then it's 2 years.
Is it okay to ask? I know it's always rude to ask these sorts of questions. What is the cost of something like that?
20 grand. 20 grand.
Holy shit.
One shot, 20 grand.
How many are you supposed to get?
Oh, it depends. It depends because some people aren't lucky enough to have a good first round.
Yeah.
So first round, so Sarah had to inject her stomach every night for a week.
Yeah.
And it kind of like forces you to ovulate, and then you go in for a scan halfway through, and then they see how many follicles there are, like how many potential eggs there are, and some women have none, and so when they go to do the egg extraction, some ladies get 1 or 2 eggs, and then you have to mix it with the sperm, and sometimes it doesn't even mix, so that will be 1 round done.
20 grand gone.
And then you have to, and then we were lucky enough to get 21 eggs. I fertilized 15. So we were good. So those 15. So that we were blessed enough to have 1 round of it. But some ladies, so that means we have 15 chances for Sarah to hold a baby.
Yeah.
Like 1 in 15. So, margin of error or like risk of like miscarriage and all that sort of stuff, touch wood, that doesn't happen. But yeah, man, every time you have to go in to do an extraction or do your IVF cycle is 20 grand. Yeah. So that means like if you went on the public list and you had to wait 2 years, that means you've got to wait another, I hope it's not as long, but another long period of time before you can do it again. And for ladies, it's hard because you get older and older and older. Yeah. So I'm just, grateful. Yeah, grateful that it just happened first round.
Yeah.
Also, this baby better be grateful.
Hey. I know you said that as a joke.
Yeah.
But it's, I fucking blessing that you're in that position to be able to do that. You know? That saying's true, man. It's fucking expensive to be poor.
Yeah, hard out.
Fuck. Every time you you talk to people that are living week to week, and they're not the people that you think that are living week to week.
No.
It's guys you work with. It's guys, so I can only imagine, and I know this through working with Dave at BBM, it's like, fuck, it's a war out there.
Yeah, hard out. And people, it's only survival mode for 24 hours, and then it's reset again for the next 24 hours for a lot of people.
You go to battle every day.
Every day. Yeah, man.
Fuck.
On a lighter note, God, that was the most awkward. I know we don't talk about this sort of stuff and we're not as crass, but man, that was the most awkward wank I've ever had to do. Ugh. I never want to relive that moment again. Having to do IVF. So you have to give your sample.
What, there?
Yeah, have I not told you the story?
No. The fuck?
Have we got time? Yeah, we got time. So they got a test that my swimmers were all good, right?
Yeah.
And someone wrecked it for everyone else. So you're not allowed to do it at the med lab anymore. So you used to be able to go to med lab, have the cup, do your sample, and then hand it over, right? Someone must have done something stupid, and they were like, we don't allow it here anymore. I think it was after COVID. And so you have to do it at home, and then you have to bring your sample in, and you have to put it under your armpit, and you have to drive it to med lab, and you have to get it from like the moment it hits the cup to med lab within 20 minutes.
Fuck.
And I live an hour away.
But why are you doing it at home? Why would you just do it in your car?
That's what I ended up doing. I did it in Ellerslie at Anytime Fitness. Oh, and then so you got to do what you got to do.
You're the guy.
And then when I got there, I was flustered as. This is the first time. So this is just to test your swimmers are all good. When I got to Med Lab and behind Sylvia Park in Auckland, because that's where you do it, I got the cup and I just put it on the counter. I was like, there we go. I wrote my name on it. She goes, ooh, you can't put that here. I was like, well, where am I supposed to put it? Anyway, put it in a brown paper bag and then they took it through, did all the tests. Swimmers came back, great, fertile as. I was like, mean. Anyway, so when the IVF part actually happens and they extract the eggs from Sarah, you have to fertilize it right there and then. So they've extracted it, it's fresh. They get the cup of sperm and they put it in the dish, and then the sperm fertilize the egg, like right there and then. And so I had to get my sperm ready. So they put you into this room that is like a janitor's closet, right?
Yeah.
And then there's one lazy boy in it, and you've got to put plastic over it. And then the lady at the counter says, we don't provide material anymore, so feel free to use the internet. And I was like, I didn't bring my AirPods, so...
Do you need to hear it?
Well, kind of.
You gonna watch it on mute?
No, well, the problem is I was already a bit rocked anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry if this is an overshare, by the way, but it's an experience. So I didn't have any material. I refused to sit on the lazy boy chair, so I put my hand on the door and then just did it like just standing up. But where they put that room is it's the wall between the two rooms is paper thin, and on the other side of that wall is the waiting room so you can hear people talking.
Put you off.
Put me off. So
unless you're a voyeur and you're like,
ooh. And so after I did my sample, I took it back. I walked in with Sarah and I was like, sorry, babe, I think I screwed that up. Because you know how, like those guys would have felt the stress.
Yeah.
They would have felt the stress, man.
It's bothering me that it's costing 20 grand and you're doing all the work.
Yeah.
Because what did you say? They just got the dish and...
Yeah, there's science to it, apparently.
Oh, okay, sorry.
And then now, and then they call you back the next day and then they tell you how many have been fertilized and how many have developed into embryos. And then the embryos are the ones we put in the freezer for implant, which I think is happening. We've planned for October, November.
No way.
Yeah. And then it's just the journey of whether or not, Sarah can hold the baby. So they already know what's a boy and a girl. Crazy, eh?
Oh.
Like, so...
Wait, what?
So the 15 embryos are in there.
Yeah.
They're fertilized eggs. They're basically, like, they've been conceived now. Those have been conceived, so they're healthy. Like, they've rated them AA because they can check for any, like, illnesses, diseases, all that sort of stuff. And now it's just basically Sarah holding it for it to grow, but they're just in the freezer. But they already know the genetic makeup of those kids. So they know, but they can't tell us. So they're
not playing God, or you're not playing God.
That's what they call it, act of God. They're like, we give you the data of having a healthy child, because any child is a blessing, right? So we give you the catalog of healthy options, and then you can't pick the gender. You just have to be grateful you got a healthy baby. Because some people would take an unhealthy baby just to have a boy.
Yeah.
And then that's not fair on anyone. So, man. It's a crazy experience.
Crossing my fingers for you and Sarah.
Yeah, man. I don't know what it'd be like as a dad. I know I'll be a good one, but, I might get tunnel vision there. Nothing else matters.
It's funny, like, whatever your perspective is of being a parent, even if you're like an uncle, it doesn't make sense until you're actually a dad.
You know what I've realized going through this whole thing, though? When people say, oh, there's never a right time to have a kid, like, people try and overplan it, but the most successful parents I've seen are the ones who got dealt that card and they've like nailed it because they make it work. Like my mate Fernando's got like 6 kids, man.
They make it work,
and they make it work. Yeah. And I was like, man, like that's so honorable.
And the best sign is when you look at the kids and they don't know any different. If like, times are hard, they're just having the time of their life.
Hard out, yeah. They love it, and I'm like, man, this is a vibe that if he could redo it again, like obviously he loves his kids, but I think he would go, a bit more financial freedom, but at the same time, he's like, man, I'm still being the best dad I can be.
Those bitch ass parents are the ones that put their stresses on you. You know what I mean? You're just a kid. You're still in primary school, and you just hear them go, "If I didn't have you, I'd be living a good life." Yeah, I'm not saying any names of parents, but yeah. So you end up growing up having an unhealthy relationship with money. Like you're constantly like, I have to make more.
Yeah.
I have to make more. Even when you have enough, I have to make more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the more money you make, the more money you spend.
We'll stop that there because that was about to go in an unhappy place, that chat.
Yeah, but this is another old man yarn, but I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah,
so.
I didn't know that. Yeah. Anyway, I got to go figure out my health, man.
Yeah.
I might not even make it to the next show.
No. Well, at least make it to the end of the year, please.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Yeah. All right, we'll catch you for the next episode. See ya!